Well, hello, McDragon. Hello, Alien, Warp Die, Anna G, into Rally. It's nice to see you guys. Hang on a minute. Just a second. Let me fix one thing in the settings. I don't want to play Silk Song. I really have, Captain Caveman, I really have no interest in playing that game. I know a lot of folks are loving it. It got like a crazy concurrent play time yesterday, like over 500,000 people. But I've never played the first one. I'm not knocking it. I have nothing negative to say about it. I just it's just not. I have the Indiana Jones thing to play, the DLC that just came out. I have. I'm still playing the shit out of Call of Duty. I'm playing Shantae. There's just too much to play. So that one is probably not going to be, on my playlist. McDragon says, not trying to make you mad, Jaffe, but if you don't like Dread, you won't like Hollow Knight. The thing that people get wrong about me, I like Metroid. I mean, I'm playing Shantae. I like Metroidvanias actually a great deal. It's just, that particular one, it wasn't the fact that it was a Metroidvania that kind of turned me off to it. It was the fact that it was just, not, it had the onboarding problem. And honestly, I don't really love games where you get sort of chased around all day long by things in games, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, Richard, I want to play. Chronos is what I'm going to play this weekend. I have a copy of it. I have not had a chance to play it yet, but Chronos is Hell Is Us, Demon X, Machine, Lost Soul. Yeah, there's it's nuts. It's nuts. And it's bizarre because it's not just nuts like, oh my God, the industry's just totally cooking and it's amazing. It's just nuts because, even some great games are going to get lost. And, I get that they need to release games close to the holidays and better now than October. But yeah, man, I tell you, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's not sustainable for sure. Bad Troll, hey buddy, you're playing Jedi Survivor. I hope it's as good as Fallen Order. Interesting. Jedi 3 will have a new director since Stig is doing the D&D game right now. But I liked again. That's the thing, man. I just don't have the time to play everything. Like I loved what I played of Fallen Order. I never finished it, and so I've never had a reason to jump into Survivor. And I don't know. I mean, everybody's got their priorities. And for a lot of you guys, it's gaming. And I game a lot. I game all the time. But like last night, I gamed for about an hour when everybody was going to sleep and I had like an hour to myself and everything. And I just chose Call of Duty because it was just, I didn't have to sort of focus. I didn't have to concentrate. I could just kind of lose myself in like almost instantly. I agree with you, Matt. Star Wars Outlaws I liked better than the Jedi ones. That's absolutely true. Plus, I got to read Da Vinci's fucking book this weekend. I'm actually not going to read the whole book unless it's amazing. I'm going to read the first chapter, though, because I just finished reading a book the other day as well. Hello, Jay Styles. He's coming back. Where was it you went with your bird with Miss Ashley? You went to St. Louis. Well, I hope you guys had a good time. It's a shame, says Alex. Jaffe doesn't have time for indie DLC. Yeah. I mean, I hear you. I do have time and I will play it, but I wanted to make sure that I 100% in Indiana Jones first, and I'm not there yet. But I'll probably still play it. I hear it's very puzzle heavy, which I'm like, I like puzzles, but there's a little bit, I don't know, maybe too many. It gets a little slow to me. Anna, you're playing Donkey Kong, the Bonanza game. I hear that's fantastic. McDragon says, Jaffe, I understand why you play Call of Duty. I play Apex Legends because the pick up and play nature. Yeah, it's hard to make time for the story games. If you've got 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it's just, it's easier to jump in and out without having to go, now where was I? And all that shit. So, do I have a take on next gen console pricing? Not really. I mean, honestly, I I mean, my take on it really is that before you even buy another console, check into cloud streaming is what I would say. And I know I'm going to say that, so what's the point? But here's what I'll say. I know Gene Park right now has a copy of Ghost of Yote. He's playing for review. If the reviews are staggeringly off the charts for that game, I may buy a PS Pro for it. But there aren't many games anymore because exclusives are fewer and further between, unless you're Nintendo. That to me, it makes a lot more sense to just, play elsewhere, play on cloud streaming, get a PC. I know that's not for everybody. And even when people say, well, if you're playing on PC, you can't really play in the living room. That's not true, of course, anymore. It's a very plug and play system for the most part. But anyway, so no, I don't really have any thoughts on it. I guess I don't particularly care. I haven't heard about a $1,000 console, but that would be crazy. Charles Day says cloud streaming's terrible. Not for me. It's great for me. Gabe the Mortician. Good God almighty, sir. Thank you so much for that very generous super chat. It's good to see you. Gabe is literally a mortician. He's talked to us before on the show about some of his shenanigans he's gotten up to. Very fascinating stuff. Thank you for that. We appreciate the support here at the channel, buddy. Matty DeMarco says the amount of content you get in Final Fantasy, let's see, let me do the math, 14 with a trial account now is insane. Wait a minute. The Lego Death Star that's coming out is $1,000, which is crazy. Xbox looks like it's going to cost close to $1,000. Do you mean the handheld is what you're talking about? The Ally thing that they're doing. I did see that James Gunn announced Superman 2. Yes. I liked Superman a lot. I only saw 2 movies in the theater this summer. One was Superman and one was, Fantastic Four. And I thought Superman was great. I even bought some little figures back there, although I did buy a Thing figure eventually too. But yeah, no, I'm excited for a new one. Makes me kind of want to go watch Peacemaker. I watched the first couple episodes. I was like, it's okay. And, but now that it ties into the DCU, I'm pretty interested. Yeah, Alex, you're right. GeForce Now, which is cloud streaming on PC or TV, they're upgrading to 5080 on the 10th. And I'm very excited to see how that plays. Okay, the Switch 2 is just chilling in the corner winning. It's on. Yeah, it is nuts there. That is selling that is selling 75% better than the first Wii U. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of not Wii U, sorry, Switch. Absolutely. I did get your new address, and did you get a chance in the document? No, but I got your new address, and I'll tell you what, I will make a reminder, and we will make sure it gets done tomorrow. Saturday's tomorrow, right? Yeah. Remind me tomorrow at 2 p.m. to send the design document out. What did I think of Twisted Metal Season 2? I only seen the first 3 episodes, and I liked them. The first episode was okay, but then the second episode I liked a great deal. But, it is that thing, right? It's that thing where there's just too much to consume. So when you think about it, it's just, there comes a point, and maybe it comes with age as well, but there comes a point where it's just like, even that, a show that is based on a game that I was hugely key to birthing, I'm still like, I'll get around to it. 007, I made a whole video about that, and I haven't put it up yet because I didn't want to do all the B-roll editing and shit, but my take on the 007 thing, if you guys haven't seen it, let me bring it up. We can put it in the background while we're talking about it. Hang on a second. What's it called? First Light. There was a state of play, I think it was on Tuesday, and
Nash.
Let me bring this up here. Not yet. Hang on. And I watched the whole thing, and I, wrong screen. Sorry, Jaffe. Come on now. I watched the whole thing, and I felt that there was a lot in it to like. 1 second. There we go. There was a lot in it that I liked. But what I would say is this. I think when they are doing, and I'm not a big Hitman guy, I don't have any problems with it. I just haven't made the time to play much of it. When they get to, there's a scene coming up at this party, when they're dealing with kind of the Hitman style gameplay, I think that looks great. I think that molds really, really well with James Bond. I think that I like in this situation, it feels like they are presenting kind of like Indiana Jones, The Great Circle. It's less about playing a game where you're watching James Bond and more about what it would be like to be James Bond. And I think that's really unique and exciting. Again, if you've played Hitman, you may be looking at this and going, this is a direct lift from Hitman. I don't know. But for a guy who doesn't have a lot of Hitman experience, I'm very excited about this part of it. But then when it gets into trying to be Naughty Dog, and if you haven't seen this, it goes between these kind of sandbox levels that aren't open world like GTA, but decent sized levels that you can solve in lots of ways. And then it goes, it flows from that into these kind of scripted, more, kind of canned, not like canned like it's a Dragon's Lair or a QuickTime event thing, but it's like now it's time for the car chase, right? It's not like you get in a car and you just happen to come upon a chase. This kind of is now a car chase stunt sequence. And whenever they do stuff like this, and even if you compare this to something like Uncharted 3 or 4, like the stunts and the execution of the stunts and the creativity of the stunts are so much better in movies and so much better in Naughty Dog games, that it just felt like this part, especially since they can't compete with Naughty Dog at a production value level, it just felt like this part feels kind of half-baked. And so, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't even mind that the production may not be as good as Naughty Dog if the creativity was, but it's like, if you remember that scene where Nathan Drake and Sully are going down the hill through the market, which I'm pretty sure they ripped off from 1010, the movie. But regardless though, that was awesome, right? They're about to come up on a jump right here. And I think they think this is like a big moment. And I'll show you just how milquetoast this is. Poop Guy says, it reminds me of Call of Duty car chase sequences. I don't even agree with that. The last Call of Duty that I remember having a car chase, I didn't finish the campaign this year, was the one that ended up with you jumping from car to car, and then you got your foot caught in a rope hanging from a helicopter, and you were shooting cars that were coming at you, hanging upside down from a helicopter. Like, that was a stunt. That was something that if it was a movie, you'd go, that's a competitive stunt in the worlds of Mission Impossible and John Wick. This stuff feels like something you'd see on, a network television show, like a car chase in NCIS or something. So watch this jump, watch them sell the jump right here. Like, it sounds like we're supposed to go, whoa, here you go. And again, I love alpine twisty road car chases. I'm like super fucking in to the concept here. But there should have been something that, like, the writers or the scenario designers or the director were like, really? This is all you can come up with? Give me fucking something. Have the bad guys shoot a rock slide. Now you're dodging giant boulders that are making holes in the ground. And when a hole appears in the ground, you can actually jump the lip of the newly formed hole. And then we go into slow motion and you can kind of snipe the driver from the air and do damage. Do something. But watch this jump coming up. This is their big payoff that we're supposed to lose our shit on.
Tight.
Now, what are the Duke boys going to do about this? I mean, really?
No.
That's all you got? That's all you got? So even this whole airplane thing, it just, so when they're doing their kind of scripted moments, I think it falls flat. I'm still very excited because it's James Bond. I love James Bond. But this, in my opinion, is a fault of the director. This is the one-liners are not very memorable and fun. They're very generic. The stunts are very generic. I can live with that poor execution compared to Naughty Dog or Sony Santa Monica if the creativity is on display. But they fail in both accounts. So, but I would still play it even if that's all it was because I love James Bond and I like games like this. But what I will say though is when you take this and say, yeah, but you also get those big meaty open world sections, I'm super into it. So Aaron has an interesting point. He says, this is clearly for Unga Bunga, turn your brain off. The problem with that though, if that is true, this turn your brain off gameplay, which is fine, does not match up to this very measured wandering around. How do I solve this puzzle? There's multiple ways to solve it. I don't think the game looks horrible at all. I just farted. I don't agree with you at all. I think that it looks, I mean, again, it's subjective, but I look at it and I go, oh, cool, it's a James Bond game. And at worst, it's going to be solid with some great Hitman James Bond moments. So I'm excited for it, but I would have liked it to be a stronger attempt. And I at the moment, and I don't know what happened in production, but I lay that at the feet of the director. Seeger says, I like the trailer. I like to turn my brain off. I hope it's 10 to 15 hours and not 30 to 40. I agree. Sorry, I got to stitch my side. Again, this doesn't feel turn your brain off when you start getting into a lot of the other stuff that you can do in these environments, if it is as deep as they're making it in this preview. Remove the 007 title. It could be any special agent game. Sure. No, there's no doubt. Absolutely 100%. I mean, this is a game that's going to get by on its license at first, and at least if it's based on this, if it's based on this is the level of quality. Jaffe, do you believe the game is 30 frames? I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I don't mean that like I don't care about your question, but I don't notice things like that. It doesn't, some people will like reject a game if it's 30, but if it plays well and it's a solid frame rate, even if it's just locked at 30, I'm good. Okay. Right. So yeah, Nugget says Hitman is definitely not Unga Bunga, turn your brain off. And this has a lot of Hitman in it. Right. And so that's a real interesting conundrum. Does this pair with the turn your brain off gameplay we saw? For me, it will, because I love both kinds of gameplay, but I don't know if the average, bro gamer is going to pick it up, assuming the average bro gamer even knows or cares who James Bond is anymore, and go, I wasn't expecting something that I have to think through as much as this. So we'll see. We'll see. But that's my answer. I do like it. I think it looks really good. The interiors, I'm not blown away by the visuals, but I don't really need to be blown away by the visuals. I can live with that. What are these dogs, man? Now we have two dogs. One used to just bark at anything, but it was fleeting. And now that we have two, now one starts to bark and the other one's just like, oh, I don't even know what I'm barking at, but fuck it. And then it just goes on and on and on. Yeah. So anyway, I'm excited for this. I'm looking forward to it, but my mind is not blown or anything like that, if that's what you're asking. Okay, let's see what else is going on. I have not even looked at the internet today. I was going to save it for our little journey together onto the World Wide Web, so hang on a second. Lighting and textures look good, says Seeger. Character models look a little dated. Yeah, because I don't even think they've announced who the actor is, or I think they have announced the director, right? So, but this is coming out before. Hello, Smaug, which means to me, this is going to have to get by without a movie to load in the interest, and I don't know, especially when it's not tied to Daniel Craig, which doesn't mean that much to a lot of game players. I imagine. I don't know if James Bond has the kind of selling power that he used to. So. Well, yeah, Tech says Jaffe made a video on this and hasn't edited, then proceeds to shoot another video for it live. Well, I figured this would just be easier. Because, I mean, the other video has a lot of, I made some stunts up that could fill in, like, this is the kind of stunts they need. And then it turns out that, it would have taken me 2 days to edit. I don't have time for that right now. I'm doing too many other things. Kelly, hello again. Good to see you, buddy. Silk Song. I know people are loving it. I probably will never play it because I never played Hollow Knight. Chronos looks good to me, says SF. I have it. I'm going to play it this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. I've read some, reactions to it on what's it called? NeoGAF. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like people are liking it. So I'm excited. Eric Lennon says, Jaffe, why don't you just pay an editor? We do. And we're going to start paying an editor to mess around with the Madhouse stuff. But when it comes to something like James Bond, the video, there's just a lot of cuts and there's a lot of ways that I want it to be told. And in that, and then there's a lot of things I need to go gather that this guy won't be able to gather. Like I said, like images to reflect made up scenarios that I think would be good examples for the kind of stunts this game needs. And I just, it's a big endeavor. I know how to edit vids too. I mean, I love editing, but it just takes time. My girl left a dispensary and bought $400 worth of shit. I tell her to buy me a DualSense Edge, please. I don't understand. She just left a dispensary. Well, I mean, what did she buy that's worth a shit? Like, I mean, I assume she got some good pot, right? Why don't you go buy your own fucking DualSense Edge, baby? Come on now. Why do you want her to buy it for you? Are you a kept man, sir? Good for you. How'd you get that deal? All right. Okay, let's move on, though. That's James Bond. Let me get a sip of the bubbly real quick. Oh, my God. Okay. I have not gone. I'm going to go to Drudge Report first, see if there's any breaking news. Then we'll look at the video game news, pop culture news. Yeah, I'm curious what kind of... that's Dread Central. I like Dread Central. What kind of dope does she pick up? All right, what do we got? I like Dread Central. Let's see. The Jester 2, never heard of it. Oh, there's new Conjuring out today, which I need to catch up. I do like the Conjuring movies a lot, but I haven't seen them all. So, Die My Love is a new horror movie with Jennifer Lawrence. Okay. 5 Haunted Hotels. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. We went to a haunted hotel. It was nothing. We went to, apparently, if you watched it, the most... haunted hotel in America and it was in San Diego, and there was nothing happened. Absolutely nothing fucking happened. 1408, that movie's great. If you haven't seen it, with Samuel Jackson and John Cusack, where he stays in the haunted hotel room, it's really fucking good. All right, let's go to Drudge, see what's going on. NRA Slam. Yeah, of course you have to. I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into it. Hello, just in case. That policy they brought out yesterday, or the proposed policy about trans folks and guns, I swear to God, this is just a group of evil fucking people. And if you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But it's really rotten to the core. Yeah, I love this. Trump's a piece of shit. I'm sorry, he is. August jobs nightmare, hiring numbers near zero. Trump says the real numbers will be next year. Okay. Well, I'm so tired of these fucking evil fucks. Okay. Trump's pick to lead BLS. What's BLS? Who knows what that is? Ran a Twitter account with sexually degrading, bigoted attacks. Okay. Let's see. Stephen Miller, running effort to militarize water. This guy's a piece of shit, evil fuck as well. I mean, this guy is a piece of shit. Somebody did him wrong as a kid, and he is out for revenge. He probably doesn't even know. He probably doesn't even know why he's so mad at the world. I mean, and his anger has taken his fucking face and warped it into just a mean look. You never see him smile. You never see him happy. He's a total piece of shit. Let's see. Pope to make boy a saint after performing miracles. Well, we got to check that out. A wildly popular 15-year-old computer whiz is becoming the Catholic Church first millennial saint. This is old. This is from ages ago. Updated. What are you talking about? Yeah, this guy died a while ago. Okay, fuck you. You can't trick me. You can't fucking trick me. Let's see. NFL world furious after Eagles star ejected for spitting on Cowboys quarterback. Well, yeah, you should get ejected, you piece of shit. I didn't watch it, though. I don't fucking know. Somebody said to me yesterday, we were doing a... Somebody yesterday was saying that last night, which was a Thursday, Sunday night football was on. And I'm like, was the guy fucking with me, or do they actually have a show on Thursday called Sunday Night Football? I don't understand. What it costs to be a sorority girl. I'm going to click this because this girl looks like my grandniece. And I'm like, did they? Because she is in a sorority. She just joined a sorority. Jay says this is Ashley typing. Some Dark Horse products and some live resin products. And I went to Auburn. Good for you. War motherfucking Eagle, ma'am. War motherfucking Eagle. I have not. I know last week they won. The next 2 weeks are kind of easy peasy games. Like, might as well play in high school kids. And then the week after, they're playing Texas. And I'm excited to see how that goes. Okay, that's not my... oh, God. What it costs to be a sorority girl. Parents hire coaches for all sorts of extracurriculars. Why not train their daughters to make friends? I just... You know what? Here's why. I fucking hate sorority girls. I really do. I don't hate them personally. I don't know them personally. But I hate the whole culture. And I got into a fraternity, and I... quit within 3 days. My ex-wife, who I went to college with, was in a sorority, and she quit really quickly. But it's this infantilization of the women there. It's like they're all so... Like, there was one girl I was hanging out with in college, and she was in a sorority called Chi Omega. And they had to answer the phone. It's like they're little children. It's like, Chi Omega... which cutie hootie would you like to talk to? That's how they had to answer the phone. And this wasn't hazing. This was just this was just sort of the norm. And it's just so... It just seems to me so degrading. And it's like, why would a woman, a young woman, want to be part of this? It seems so dumb. Did you ever play Outwars? Outwars, I think Outwars was done by the Incognito guys, actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to read this whole fucking thing. Although, yeah, there it is, Alabama. Somebody is a rush coach. She became a rush coach. It's a guy. His phone hasn't stopped ringing. He's known as one of the country's top pageant trainers. Had a reality show called Coach Charming. Pageant girls started getting out for college. One of the moms asked if he'd help prep her for sorority recruitment. And more followed. He advises young women on what to wear. Just a little touch of "we have this" can be beneficial, he told me, about the significance of a David Yurman or Hermes bracelet. He doesn't apologize for the materialism, which he sees as natural. Many people make first impressions based on how you present. We know this by psychological studies. It's gross. It's stupid. Hey, Bunny Button. I do understand the sisterhood of the traveling pants, Bunny Button. I just don't understand this. Were you in a sorority? I don't know if you went to college. If you went to college, would you have gone to rush the sorority? I mean, again, I was in it. I was in a fucking fraternity for like a week, 2 days, whatever. And what they do is they give you a little, they give you a pin. And that's supposed to be a big deal. Like you get a pin to let you know they let you into the fraternity. And I lost it like within 3 hours of getting the goddamn thing. No, fuck this. I say, fuck this. This is dumb. If you have a daughter, you're raising a daughter, tell her not to go in a sorority. Tell her to make actual real friends, not friends that are basically bought and paid for. Friends, it's fuck it. Look at this. Hollywood turns to video games to bring fresh IP to the screen. That's a good point. Arathizzle says it's a bit like being professional, how you present. I mean, sure, but then don't lie about it and say what it is. I think you're right. Say that and maybe it becomes a lot more interesting. Jaffe wishes he was in a sisterhood. Sure. What authority do I hate? That's a sorority's authority. A fraternity's a fucking authority. What are you talking about? Being in a sorority with Jaffe would be horrible. He'd make decisions without the rest of the sorority weighing in because he hates women. You know what? Bunny Button has ruined you for the world. She has absolutely gotten into your brain and brainwashed you with horrible things. I did see that story. That is some interesting shit. SF says Spielberg was turned down for the Call of Duty movie. I saw this news last night and I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? So if you don't know, Spielberg, who is a very big gamer, he really wanted to make the Call of Duty movie. And he reached out to Activision and said, yeah, let's do this. And as per being Steven Spielberg, he's like, here are my conditions. I want to have final cut. It's going to be my movie, your brand, but end of the day, I'm making the final calls. And I don't know when this was, so I don't know if this was the Bobby Kotick regime or if this was after Microsoft got them, but they said, yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to give up that much control. And it's on the surface, it sounds stupid, right? On the surface, it sounds like, the budget wouldn't matter, SF. The budget is not something that Activision would provide. The budget doesn't come from the license holder. They actually get paid for the license. But, it to me, it's not as stupid as it sounds because Call of Duty is this massive, one of the biggest franchises on the planet, like top 3, maybe the number 1. I don't know if it's Grand Theft Auto or Mario or whatever, but, and Spielberg is my favorite director, one of my favorite celebrities of all time. I'm a huge Spielberg fan. And there's no doubt he would have made a great movie, but he is a liberal. He is like I am. He is a progressive. He, wears his heart on his sleeve in his movies. And they could have been like, yeah, the movie would be great, but is it actually going to cause the Call of Duty franchise to maybe be weakened because of maybe the subtext of the movie or whatever? I'm not saying that would have happened. I don't think Spielberg would have consciously destroyed a gravy train of a movie just to get a message in there. But if you are Activision with this brand, I could see going, is it worth more to protect the brand because we don't know? Or is it worth more to make a wonderful film that might win an Oscar? I could understand that. Like if they had come to him and said, as long as it's not a message movie, then we're in. But he may not have even been able to say that. He's like, look, I don't know what it's going to be yet, but it's really, once we sign, it's none of your fucking business. Because I'm Steven fucking Spielberg and I get it. So I don't know. I would have a hard time ever saying no to Spielberg because I'm such a fan. But if I was just an executive with no emotional involvement, I would probably not take that deal either. Because why would you run that risk of having zero control over what it is? Is what I'd say. But it is ironic that the whole reason Call of Duty exists is because Medal of Honor, and Medal of Honor only exists because of Saving Private Ryan, because Spielberg came up with the idea of Saving Private Ryan. Medal of Honor. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, he could have made the sequel to Schindler's List and called it Call of Duty. Dougie Jones says, if you're making a movie with no message or perspective, then what's the fucking point? I think you're either being intentionally missing my point, or you're not understanding it. I'm not saying there's no point of view. I'm not saying there is even no subtext, but there's a difference between the subtext being a band of brothers kind of push, connect, it's all about working in a team. And when you can work in a team, your best self emerges. And that's the point of view, versus going, all war is bad. And, the last great war was this war in World War II. And I'm setting Call of Duty in Iraq in the 90s. And I'm going to make it clear that America has become a warmongering country or whatever. I mean, there are very different types of angles you could have. And so it's not so much that it wouldn't have a message, but what kind of message? Well, yeah, Call of Duty is very vanilla, says One Pump. They never had the balls to do something wild with it. I saw the other day that there was apparently a third-person Call of Duty set in Vietnam that was a horror game. And I have always wanted to do or to play. I wanted to make one when I wanted to make games, but now I like the idea of mixing horror and war. I know there was one I saw that J.J. Abrams produced about like zombie Nazis and shit, was pretty fucking cool. But I don't remember if there have been many more. But yeah, the idea of a Vietnam horror film, I think, would be super fucking cool. And then, yeah, somebody in the chat is saying Michael Bay would be really good. Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to keep Call of Duty what Call of Duty is, yeah, Michael Bay makes more sense to direct that kind of film, 100%. Uncharted movie made $400 million and they're sitting on it. They need to get on the sequel ASAP. I don't think they're sitting on it. I think they're waiting for Tom Holland to come free. I'm almost certain they've announced a sequel. Smaug says Michael Bay is useless. I'm sorry, but he's not useless. He's useless if you are a cinema aficionado and you want a genuinely great film. But if you want a big summer blockbuster that just knows all the right notes to hit and how frequently to make things explode, which doesn't not sound like Call of Duty. It's not a bad way to go. So, all right, let's keep going. Let's look at this article. Jaffe, I'll donate 100 or 500 to add a double feature or Bordello of Blood. I can't make you that offer, buddy. I just can't. I would love to, but I've got to edit tomorrow, and I'm already, we're already watching a movie at 11. And I can't do it. We're going to try to maybe do a movie a week. And so maybe we can do Bordello next week. But I just don't, I can't give up 4 hours tomorrow for movies because I need to get some editing done. Okay. His movies haven't made money in over a decade, says Smaug. I mean, I know he's not what he used to be, but movies in general are not what they used to be. I tell you what, Rocker Matt, make it 250 and I'll do it. That's worth my time tomorrow. But other than that, I can't. I'm sorry. And that's a lot of money. I don't expect you to donate that. Okay, so Michael Bay, M-I-C-H, Michael Bay, movies, box office. I want to see what his stuff is. And you know what? End of the day, I actually liked The Island. I thought The Island was a good film. All right, so... yeah, I want to. It's giving me him as an actor. I want to see him as a director. God damn it. Director. Come on, man. Just show me the fucking movies, motherfucker. They have this. Look at this. It's so obnoxiously confusing. I just want to see. I don't care what he was a producer on. I want to see what he directed and what the box office was. Can you help me fucking out? Michael Bay box office mojo. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just fuck you. How about that? Oh my God. I don't want a free trial. Fuck you. I'm done. I don't give a fuck. You had my attention. Now you don't. Go fuck yourself. Con Air was directed by Simon West. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't another director that could do it, but to be fair, he's pretty fucking good. He's pretty fucking good at making those kind of movies. Like, you know, if you look at something like, you know, Twisters that came out last summer, which I thought was stupid but fun, it didn't have the Michael Bay touch. He wasn't the director of it. But I mean, there's not a lot of directors today that I go, holy shit, they can do action brilliantly. There's a few. Yeah, Sculptor Die, who I will get you your email response, I'm sorry, says Con Air, Armageddon, Bad Boys. The only thing Michael Bay is guilty of is finding the formula and sticking to it. Yeah, he just makes big commercial movies. You know what I went back and watched this weekend or last weekend? I watched The Abyss. And I saw it when it first came out and I kind of liked it. And I was excited because, you know, now I'm more into aliens and disclosure and all that stuff. And I liked parts of it, but I was really surprised by how simple it was. Like I remembered it being maybe overly plotted. But when I actually went back and watched it, it was just like not much happened. They went down and they found the nuke and the aliens came and then they stopped the bad guy. I was like, that's real simple. It may be Sculptor Die. I don't know if I was watching it on HBO Max. I don't know if they had the director's cut there, but I did like it. I mean, I like seeing it again. It made me miss not Michael Bay, James Cameron doing something that's not fucking Avatar. To be fair, I haven't seen the last Avatar movie. Maybe it's great, but one Avatar was more than enough for me. And I liked Avatar. Thought it was good, but I didn't really, I wasn't jumping out of my skin to see more, let alone like 4 fucking more of these goddamn things, but people seem to go and see them. So yeah, no, the new Avatar trailer looks good. The fire thing, but yeah, I'm not really, I'm not chomping at the bit, baby, to see it, but maybe I will. Okay. I mean, hey, it's more exciting. I see some of you guys excited for it. Maybe it'll finally, because last time the sequel came out, a lot of people were like going, why are they making a sequel to this? Nobody even remembers the fucking first one. And MK Ness says, though, Way of Water sold me on Avatar being a viable franchise. That's great to hear then. Maybe I will watch it because I did not like Avatar. I saw it. I may have seen it twice. I thought it was good. And I kind of fucking forgot about it. And, but now if Way of Water actually worked, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, Cameron's doing Ghost of Hiroshima next. The one thing I will tell you, and I saw this happen. I mean, Cameron's old now, but I saw this happen with Spielberg and Zemeckis, and it's like you have these directors that you love, and they get older, and they start feeling, and maybe they just are maturing, and that's a normal process of maturing. But I don't want to see James Cameron make a fucking movie about the goddamn Hiroshima bombing. Give me some fucking science fiction. Give me something fucking cool. Have James Cameron make a fucking, balls to the wall, bloody as fuck, kind of Lord of the Rings inspired movie or something. Why does everything have to be, I read this book, this biography of this guy who lived in 1941 and, he was mentally ill, but his mental illness helped save, the war effort, and we need to be nicer to mentally ill people. And I'm like, I agree, but Could you make something fucking entertaining? I don't want to watch a fucking movie about the goddamn Hiroshima blast. Spielberg's making a UFO movie next year, says 2D Man. Oh yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm super fucking excited for that. You know, he's the guy. There is in the UFO world, there are theories that there are certain filmmakers, Kubrick being one, Spielberg being another, that are like read in on aliens and shit. And they've been fed enough information that they have been sort of slow disclosuring for decades in their films. So when this stuff gets exposed as real, our brains have been kind of conditioned to it. So like apparently a number of people, and there's a UAP hearing coming up on the 9th, a number of people that I'll be streaming on this channel, a number of people who have claimed to have firsthand experience with aliens have said that Spielberg got it exactly right in terms of what these things look like. And if you actually look at the so far not debunked mummies that they found in South America, let me bring them up real quick. They pretty much do look like the fucking Close Encounters aliens. Is it the Nazca mummies or Nazca mummies of Peru? So check this out. And they've run these mummies through a number of X-rays and MRI, and so far I've not seen one story that's like, oh, it's totally bullshit. People are like, well, I don't know what this shit is. Like, here's Reuters. Oh, well, here we go. Okay, then never mind. Suddenly we now have a story where they were debunked. Scientists, and this is how you know, because it's from Reuters. Scientists assert alien mummies in Peru are really dolls made from earthly bones. But let's see what they got. Let's see what they were basing it on. They're not extraterrestrials. They're dolls made from animal bones from this planet, joined together with glue, says an archaeologist. It's a totally made-up story. Okay, well, then there you go. But if you look at this, and I mean, I'm not saying that's true, because a lot of people, there was a story the other day saying that it was absolutely, they cannot debunk it, but maybe they can. Autopsy reveals terrifying details. But regardless, if you look at these and then you look at the Close Encounter alien, they pretty much, I mean, you know, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. Your life's work, says Jason. Thank you for the £5. We appreciate it. Twisted Metal concluded its second season recently. Full of references only diehard fans would get. Not even one video on it. Disappointed. I just haven't had a chance to watch it, is all. I watched the first 3. I did do a video on my response to the first 3. And I will do a video on the entire thing. But, and I get it. I get why you would be disappointed. All I can tell you is, you know, I'm not, I loved that, you know, they named a high school after us in it. I loved that Apocalypse 9 was name dropped in it. I loved the first season. But I don't, it's just, I'm just kind of busy. I have a lot of things I'm trying to get done, and, I will watch it. I will see it, but right now it's just not on my radar is all. No, Mech Dragon says it would just feel weird to watch your creation being used and have no input. I just don't have that relationship with it. I love Twisted Metal, but you know, it was over 20 years ago, you know, no, that's not true. The last Twisted Metal wasn't that long ago, but I just don't have, here's what I would say. Maybe it's because a lot of what I did when I worked in games was based off, my love for movies and TV shows. Hello, Rob the Mod. And, because of that, maybe there's not a sense of ownership. I mean, I understand I molded my inspirations into what became Twisted Metal along with the team. But I don't feel like, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. That's all I can tell you. It does. I don't have that. I've been told numerous times that's the response I'm supposed to have, but for whatever reason, I don't have that response. who would I pick for an actor for Kratos today? Which Kratos, the new one or the one I worked on? Do you feel similarly about IP you created as you do your kids? Obviously, you care for your kids more, but as far as ownership control, well, I don't have control over my kids. They're adults. Even when they were kids, you know, they were their own people. But you know, no, I absolutely, I absolutely love the games. They represent a very meaningful part of my soul. And I'm not saying I'm alone there. I think, you know, Scott Campbell might tell you the same. Maybe Charlie Wynn on God of War would tell you the same. But I, you know, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I just don't care. And I don't mean that like I'm apathetic to Twisted Metal. And I loved the first season. And I got a big smile on my face when I saw a lot of the references in Twisted Metal season 2. But I just don't. The best way to put it is I still have great love and affection for all of those games I got to work on, but I've moved on. And so they're a part of my past, and I like to think back on them and talk about them. But I don't walk around feeling like I'm carrying them anymore. They're all out in the world as adult intellectual properties doing their own thing. I don't know, Smaug. I don't like, who would I, for the TV series? Again, I don't even know if they're setting it in Norse mythology. That doesn't really even connect with me, because that wasn't my God of War. So if I were to do Egypt, I don't know. I really don't know. I would probably just pick the best actor. Like, I had a guy send me an email the other day. I haven't even opened it because I get emails like this a couple times a year, which is like, I look just like Kratos, and I'm a bodybuilder, and I'm the guy, and all this. And I like I said, I didn't open it because I'm like, I don't care what you look like. It's, first off, I'm not casting the show, but it's about the actor. It's about the ability to convey the character, and they can adjust their body with makeup and working out and eating right and all this shit, or eating a certain way. But I don't care so much about that, because that can be dealt with. The issue is, can you perform? Can you bring a sense of the essence of who the character is? And in that, I don't know enough about who the modern actors are that would be young enough. I don't follow it that much. What do you have to say about the accusations that you don't have any video game insider knowledge anymore? I'd be happy to answer that question if I understood it. Can you define video game insider knowledge? How connected to your God of War notes are you? Do the notes store the nostalgia? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have an entire binder over there filled with notes, drawings, sketches from the first couple of God of Wars. Absolutely. 100%. I want to say thank you so much, JSD. You do look like bodybuilder. I don't know what it means, but I appreciate, as always, your support, JSD, in the super chat. But I think you're drunk, sir. Please tell me you're not driving. Right, they'll get Pedro Pascal, sure, absolutely. Yeah, Rob the Mod, you can be Kratos. Rob the Mod, by the way, I saw your thing for your game. I think it's a neat idea. Is it up yet? Can I play it? Or were you just looking for a response to the one sheet that goes on the site? But I thought it was really cool. I won't ruin it. I won't say it for people. Oh, you're goddamn right, Meg Dragon. The God of War Twisted Metal Black run was legendary. It absolutely was. Like, I look back at that and I go, in that career, that was me in my prime. That was, I was plugged into the zeitgeist. Even though the work was hard, the knowing what to do came very easy. Like the knowing what decisions to make. Once we made the decisions, those were hard as fuck at times. But knowing the buttons we wanted pushed, that was plugged in, baby. And then I wasn't. And that was cool. I mean, I got, there was a a quote I never forgot. He used to teach at USC. He was a director who made movies in the 40s and 50s called Eddie Dimitri. And he wrote a book about directing. And in it, he said, you know, he wrote it when he was a professor. And he says, you know, you're not always going to be a director in most cases because you're not always going to be plugged in. Some directors are, but most directors don't stay plugged in forever. And he said, all you got to do is, you know, when you get the chance to run with the ball, be aware that you're not going to get to run with the ball forever, but be happy that you at least got to run with it. And so for me, that's how I feel about that God of War Twisted Metal Black time. It was just everything lined up. I got to sort of play, you know, in the big leagues, and it was cool. It was really exciting. JSD says he's not driving. Thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Good to know. MK Ness says Roman Reigns is Kratos. I mean, why? I don't think he's ever done much of anything other than just brood. I don't really know if he's got any kind of range that would make, because, you know, to play a character like Kratos, at least if you play like the early ones, you've got to be a badass and brutal, but there's got to be some a heart there that people still want to connect with and know more about. I don't know if Roman Reigns has ever really shown that range. Oh shit, it's up and playable? Well, you didn't tell me that. I want to totally play it. I mean, it is offensive only in the sense that if you base it on the story that I assume is where you got the core idea from. But I don't think the game has to be offensive. I don't think telling a story about that game, making a game about that real life story is offensive, unless, you know, what's in the game is offensive. No, I'm going to play it. I'm looking forward to it. Okay. I'm looking for that comment, but I don't see it. Yeah, I don't know if you ever answered me, MKNS, if your definition of insider info. Matthew says Bella Ramsey is Kratos. You goddamn right. I mean, look, there's a point where you just have. I don't know. I mean, I only watched like 4 episodes of The Last of Us. I liked it. It was good, but that's all. It's very rare. It's very rare when a show comes along that I want to watch the whole fucking thing. There's a few, though. Only Murders in the Building I like to watch. That's coming back. I love White Lotus. That's coming back. They just announced that's going to be set in Paris for number 4. I think I'm going to start rewatching The Blacklist. Good Doctor. Yep, I watched that entire series. I loved The Flash. Thought that was great. First 4 seasons, 3 seasons of Riverdale was great. I don't tend to like things like I make, I guess is what I would say. Like, I like TV that is a little brighter. MKNS says insider info. For instance, someone in the community was accusing you of lying about knowing a game is coming out. I believe a 2D God of War. I mean, I know things that people that I have information that comes from people who still work in the business. I don't still work in the business, so do with that what you will. The 2D God of War thing, I wasn't breaking the news about a 2D God of War. I was responding to, I think, Jason Schreier saying they were making a 2D God of War, which sounds pretty accurate from what I've heard. It makes a lot of sense, and I hope they are. But I look, if I ever come out, and I probably never will, and say they're making this game, it's because I know it. And I have many times said I would like to do a 2D God of War. Yeah, JSD, I still need to watch Shogun. I watched a little bit of it. It didn't immediately grab me. But I hear it's just fucking wonderful. And I just, you know, where's the time, baby? Where's the time? You're waiting for the day for me to come out? I'm never coming out. I'm a deeply closeted gay guy. I'm not coming out. What are you talking about? I'm not gay. Deeply closeted. But yeah, I do want to watch Shogun for sure. But yeah, if that's what you mean by insider information, I know people who work in the industry. I mean, there are things I know, for example, about Wolverine, but it's not my place to say, right? I'm not a journalist. And even if I was, I couldn't be that kind of a journalist, that I can't ruin a team's, reveal. That's not my place. Right. I wouldn't do it. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't care. I mean, do I walk around pretending that I am some sort of I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so tired of toxic video game fans. Did you ever know about the canceled live action Twisted Metal? Not live action, you mean the service game. To a degree. I knew it was being made, and then after it was canceled, somebody reached out to me on the team and said when things calm down, they will reach out to me and give me some specifics, but they haven't reached out yet. So I knew it was being made, but that's probably it. I have no idea if we'll see a Wolverine trailer. I mean, that's a project that certainly, I don't know if it's in trouble. I don't think Naughty Dog or Insomniac games get in trouble in the same way a game like Mind's Eye gets in trouble. But I do think that they definitely went into some very, very, very choppy waters with development, and whether they're out of them, and I would trust that studio to know how to navigate out of those waters, relatively quickly. My guess is they got it worked out again. Nick Robb says you're the same as Larry David. Yes, but I'm not hilarious or a billionaire. The same way he wasn't walking around arrogant saying I created Seinfeld. Yeah, it's not really arrogant. It's just how I feel. I mean, it's not like I don't brag from time to time about things I'm proud of. I do. But like Madhouse, I'm proud of Madhouse. Madhouse is literally the best stream on the internet. If you don't watch it, you should. Weeknights at 5:30 California time. Me, Tech, and Bunny Button. But, I'll brag about things I'm proud of. I just, I've moved on. I think Larry David's hilarious, though. I love Larry David. Jaffe, how the Series X successor will be subsidized? I don't know, and I don't care. I do not care. I mean, I don't mean that like you're... Okay, I'll answer your question. I don't mean... It's no diss at you, Eric, but he says, Jaffe, how is the Series X successor will be subsidized when they're running competing storefronts? Do you think it's Game Pass? That's why I think it will be around $1,000. Here's the reason I don't care. And that might be a more interesting answer to your question, right? Which is I have done... I've been a gamer since before the Atari 2600. I've been in the game industry and then talking about the game industry for well over 20 years. And in that, I have been through, like it seems just like yesterday, that I had to tolerate going onto people's podcast where they were arguing about teraflops and what is this going to cost, and are they going to, there's no way that system's going to be as powerful as this system and that system, and it's just, to me, I'm so tired of it. And more importantly, it's meaningless because I have an Xbox, I have a PlayStation, I have a PC, I can play whatever I want, and I want to talk about the games, right? So it's not so much that I would deny people having an interest in these things, especially if you're into the technology and stuff. It's just like, haven't we done this dance ad nauseum? It's like, yeah, but you're saying the reason you'll care is because it'll price you out. Well, if look, they're probably not going to make a console that's $1,000. It's never worked unless the economy just, continues to shift to such a way that 1,000 doesn't seem like 1,000 like it used to be. But if you get priced out, you'll get priced out and then you'll play something else. I mean, it's not like you're going to stop gaming, right? So, I hope you can afford to buy the console you can afford to buy that you want. But whatever. I mean, just play games, man. Play what you can afford to play and enjoy them. And I'm not saying that like I don't enjoy the debate, but and with since we lack news on it, it's just speculation, and I don't really care to do that. But I know a lot of people do. I can direct you to a bunch of websites where they will literally spend 4 hours on a podcast, and they will do nothing but yell at each other and debate about what some executive decision, who probably hasn't even been hired yet, is going to do for a box that won't be out for 18 months to 36 months. There's too many games to play to care about that right now. Listen to this. JSD says Madhouse is great with a very generous big donation up there. Thank you. You guys need to be more like JSD. JSD comes in here all the time. He and a handful of others do all the heavy lifting for this channel. And frankly, he's sick of it. He called me last night. He says, look, I've got 3 hostages in the basement. I'm going to kill one of them if I have to continue to be the one to subsidize this show. So I need you to reach into your wallets and reach into your hearts and go, just for the moment, pretend I'm Colin Moriarty doing a live stream. You motherfuckers go over there. Maybe I'm too accessible. Maybe that's what it is. You motherfuckers go over to Colin's show. You guys donate like somebody said Jesus was coming back. And it's like, if you donate enough money, Jesus will look away from all the shit you've done and he'll let you into heaven. That's how you donate when you're watching Colin. You watch me and I swear to God, it's like, well, that's why I'm not getting into heaven, because I swear to God, I suppose. All right. Let's see. What else is happening in the news? Let's go to some video game news, and I will tell you what video game news does interest me. Am I going to play Chronos? Yes, I will be playing it this weekend. Yeah, Richard Joseph says you're too accessible. Yeah, I probably am. Maybe I should make this members only chat. You've watched a horror movie called Men, horror film from Alex Garland. I heard about it, but I never saw it. All right, let me go to my video game tab and see. Oh God. Where's my gaming tab? My dad showed me a blurry picture of his dad. It was almost a dead photo, so I ran it through AI. When he saw the restored picture, he almost cried because he was so happy. Oh yeah. I've put pictures of my dad in the AI and made it move when he was like a picture when he was 18. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. I'll make it members only. You want to talk to Jaffe, you got to fucking pay the piper. And if you don't, that's okay. That's capitalism, baby. But we're going to make the rest of this show members only. How about that? Smaug, if Big JC doesn't come, Jaffe, I'll be sad. Oh, Smaug, I love you, pal. I love you. But that Wales education is not serving you. He ain't coming. Come on now. He ain't coming. I mean, he might. Who the fuck knows? Not me. Don't look to me for your religious education. I'll tell you that right now. Hang on a second, you guys. Ba-bum, ba-bum. All right, let me change this. Edito. Members only. All right, non-members, consider a membership. If you like the show, I would appreciate it. We all would. Thanks, fellas. All right. Have you played Life is Strange? MK Ness, I have not. My kids were obsessed with it when it came out, but no, I haven't. I'm aware of it, though. I'm familiar with it. Joker, Tech and I are revamping the member tiers this very weekend, actually. Don't have to piss on the bonfire, Jaffe. Goddamn. What do you mean? Why not? Hey, look at that. Oh, hey, it's Zayzooted. Zayzooted, come in here on the Discord and talk to me. I haven't talked to you in a while. Zayzooted is the host of what's that show? Nerds over on LolCow. One of the few shows over there that I can actually stomach. It's true. She's a good egg. Her and One Buff Weeb. I appreciate it. Thank you, Zayzooted. What was that show I watched this morning? I was over there and I saw something called LolCow. I don't even know what the fuck it was. It was these two guys. And one guy was smoking, didn't wear a shirt, and the other guy was just mean. He looked like the kind of kid, like I wanted to call into the show and go, you seem like the kind of guy that beat kids up in middle school. I don't know what show that is. Zay says, I want to come on the show, but Keem won't let us in another Discord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Well, it's great to have you, buddy. It's nice to see you. I hope you're doing very, very well. Ashley said to give you $5. Thanks, Ashley. See, she could have spent that on like a blunt or something, or like really bad, non-dependable edibles, but she chooses to support the goddamn Madhouse show and all that, and I appreciate it. Thanks, Ashley. Tell Jay to stop hitting you. I don't like it. I don't like it. He said you fell down the stairs. I don't believe it, and none of us believe it, Ashley. So go watch What's Love Got to Do with It about Tina Turner when she finally turned the tables on Ike, and he's like, eat the cake, anime. Don't fucking let Jay run you through that bullshit. Watching them all separately, then seeing them together was a trip, says McDragon. Oh, I don't know what that means. Sorry. I know Tech is watching from somewhere. I should just see what I can say to get him to come in here. Here's the thing. Jay Styles. Okay, this is what Tech gets mad at me about. Jay Styles says, Jaffe, what the fuck? LOL. At least he put an LOL at the end because he knows I'm kidding. And Tech's like, and this is what I think it was, I forget, up in the chat earlier, somebody said, well, Colin's not, I think it was Carlos, Colin's not mean to his chat. I'm not, guy, when did it become out of vogue to bust balls with people you're hanging out with? When did that occur? Because does anyone really think I'm being serious about Jay Styles and Ashley? Come on now. What are you talking about? I'm teasing. I'm joking. I'm taking the piss. When did that become something we don't get to do anymore? I don't get it. I'm old. I'm Rip Van Winkle old, I suppose. Jay says we understand comedy. Yeah, and I don't even like calling it comedy because I don't consider myself a comedian. But it's just stupid funny. SF says, I feel sometimes you guys take Jaffe too seriously. Well, here's something that somebody told me once. The internet, you know, I had, I think it was Calvin told me this, my son. He said, you know, I was getting mad at somebody because they were taking me really seriously. And Calvin said, yeah, but the thing you have to understand is, especially with text, a lot of people don't get the humor if you don't put like a /S for sarcasm. And I'm like, really? You have to do that? So I get it. Some people are just not wired to pick up on stupid ball busting sarcasm. But then at that point, the only solution is to stop being stupid and sarcastic and ball busting, or to constantly go, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. At which point it's like, what's the point? I haven't figured out how to wrestle this particular alligator. MK Ness says, I told my wife that you said you wanted to punch her. I love that for you. I love that for you. But she knows, you know, she might have believed you because she's a terrible therapist. And I told you why she's a terrible therapist. I don't even know that. I imagine living with a therapist, being married to a therapist would just be awesome, but really weird, right? Not that I would ever consciously lie to my spouse or someone that I loved. John Smedley's broadcast. John Smedley from the Sony days, from EverQuest. Is that John Smedley? I see it right there. He's doing a I don't know if that's the same guy. I have to go over there and look in a second. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, being married to a therapist, it seems like you would be like constantly like, I don't know, maybe she can turn it off like a switch. You know, I don't think so though. Like she's always psychoanalyzing you, you know, that's what I would think. Yeah, McDragon says she knows what's wrong with you before you do. I couldn't do it. It's really awesome, says MK Ness. Makes it easier to work as a team, as a couple versus falling into institutional conditioning of roles. Well, that sounds like you guys have a really hot sex life. See, that was a joke. That was a joke. I don't know if you have a hot sex life. I don't even care. But I think when you write something, like, it makes it easier to work as a team. That's like, oh yeah, we shit in front of each other because we're a team. It's like, yeah, that's really good for the bedroom. I'm kidding, but I'm not, but I'm kidding, but I'm not, but I'm kidding. Zayzudith, thank you, buddy. She says, I love your sarcasm, never change. I'm doing the best I can, baby. I really am. I got Tech in one ear going, yeah, the younger generation doesn't like that sort of humor when you call people this, that, or the other. And I'm like, I'm joking. Alex says, Jaffe, if the first Superman actor retires from making movies and then never wants to watch future Superman, does his ignorance... No, Alex, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. It doesn't at all. He says, if the first Superman actor retires from making movies, who I don't even know who you're talking about, but the only one that's if you were to say today the first Superman actor, you'd have to be talking about Brandon Routh, I assume, because Christopher Reeve is dead and George Reeves is dead. But then he never wants to watch future Superman movies. Does his ignorance affect other people? Why would it? Explain that to me. Explain yourself. Mutant Mo says the younger generation apologizes every 5 seconds. And I get it. I get it because that is that's how they've been raised. I'm not one of these older generation guys that's like the younger generation's just wrong. If I was raised in that soup, the good and the bad of it, I imagine I would be terrified of being canceled. I would be terrified of jokes because I've been conditioned to be. But since I'm not and I wasn't, or I wasn't and I'm not, I can respect where they're coming from, but I don't necessarily have to think like they do. I think it's not good for me. All right, let's see. Is this Smedley? Let me see. Let's go over there together. I haven't talked to Smedley in 2 decades. Let's see. Oh,
Some
that
of the
is
stuff isn't marked as being able to go up yet. Like those stairs aren't ready for prime time yet. So I just want to give you an idea of sort of.
Yeah. So he's the guy who he did a game on AOL with tanks. I forget what it was called. And then he went on to do EverQuest, and then he went on to do, was it Vanguard or something? And he ran Sony Online, and he's been a big online guy. So I guess maybe he's showing people his new game, which is kind of cool. Okay, what's happening in gaming news? Let's check it out. Mech Dragon, I think the internet raised the younger generation more than their parents, which is part of the problem. Could be. Okay, what's happening? What's the big news today? Silk Song, I really don't give a shit about Silk Song. I'm sure it's great. I definitely want to play Chronos. I have it. I did see review copies of Yote are out. I saw Gene Park is playing it. Let's see. Halloween Horror Nights I went to, and I found myself very underwhelmed by it. It was the production value as expected was amazing, but it was just kind of meh. It was just same shit you've been. Every guys come and they don't touch you because they can't, and so it's not really scary. And all the scares are the same. I would love somebody to make a series of haunted mazes, haunted houses that are designed for you to be on certain drugs. So if you are on pot at a high level, this is the haunted house that we've designed for potheads. It's going to scare the shit out of you. If you're on mushrooms, if you're on acid, this is going to give you a fucking trip like you've never had before. That would be an interesting take. But yeah, Zay's been Halloween Horror Nights is super packed with crowds. It's never as fun as it seems. No, they do great branding for it. And they do great production value. But fundamentally, it's either scary or it's not. And no matter how good the monsters might look, you're still like, okay, you're just a guy hiding behind a panel that opens when I walk by and you go, ah. So, I don't know. I'm not I went once. We made a big deal out of it. We went about 4 years ago, got a hotel so we wouldn't have to be tired and drive home. did the whole thing, went to every haunted house for the most part. I think we did them all, did the tram tour, and it was all just kind of Yeah, Sculptor Die, I have heard of Makami Manor. And in fact, Makami Manor used to be about 3 stops over on the freeway here in San Diego. I think it's in Florida now. We watched the documentary on Madhouse about Makami Manor. That guy's going to end up in jail. I like the idea of an extreme haunted house. But there's a point where what he does is pretty he's going to end up in jail. Let's just say that. Watching Kronos and Hell Is Us reminded me that sometimes games get mixed reviews because they took risk. Even if they're well executed, doesn't mean they'll be universally well reviewed. Why don't we reward games more for taking risk? Because no one ever rewards anyone for taking risks. It's not your job as a consumer to reward someone for taking a risk. It's your job to reward someone as a consumer for making you happy with their product. And so taking risk is great, but in my opinion, it needs to be part of the whole. It's got to be something that you loved it and you're like, oh, one of the reasons I loved it is it was bold, it was interesting. Oh, Pulp Fiction told their story in a nonlinear way. I haven't seen that in a long time, or I've never seen that before. But it also happened to be great, right? So, but I certainly think there are a lot more risks being taken in games. They're just happening at a lower budget level. Like, for example, Kojima took a risk with Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2. I played about 4 hours of Death Stranding 1 and I liked it, but I'm never coming back to it, and I'm never going to play Death Stranding 2. And I don't think it's a big hit. I think it's fine. I think it did okay, but I don't think it's, a big first party 10 million seller, even though it took a lot of risk. Because people, they don't buy games for that unless you're like an aficionado of the art form. Most people just want entertainment. Yeah, Zayzudit says she used to be part of Makami Manor Facebook group, and Russ, who runs the thing, is a deeply sick man. He really seems like it. He really fucking seems like it. At least from watching the documentary. And it's almost like I wish that guy would be like, okay, this year we're going to have Russ go through the fucking haunted house and see what people do to him. But again, people sign up for it. You have to sign a waiver, all this shit. But signing a waiver doesn't forgive someone if they're so negligent that they end up killing you. It may not be murder, it'll be manslaughter, but still. All right, what's going on? You know what? Oh my God. Has anybody watched The Paper from the guys who make The Office? It's set like in a small town newspaper in the Midwest. I saw like a couple of clips from it online, and I thought it was pretty good, but I haven't actually watched the episode. Read my review of Darren Aronofsky's Mother, Jaffe. Have you seen the movie? Hello. Oh, 45 months. You goddamn right. Thank you, Mutmo. Always good to have you back. I have not seen that movie. I know what it is, and people say it's batshit crazy and depressing and weird and strange. And if it's worth watching, if you suggest it, I'll watch it. Absolutely. I want to see Seth Rogen's The Studio. I do too. I just, again, haven't had a chance. Have not had a chance, but I need to make the time. What I'll say is, that is one of the hard things about, running your own business, trying to build a business or whatever, is you never have to stop working. And if your passion is trying to make your business work, a lot of people, it's like, oh, it's a Saturday afternoon, I'll watch a movie. But a lot of times I'm like, oh, it's a Saturday afternoon, I think I'll edit, or I think I'll bore tech about how can we build the channel. That's my obsession, right? So I miss out on a lot of stuff recently, which I don't like, but you make your choices. All your choices are a reflection of what you genuinely care about. Why is Hitler here? Do you think there would be a problem if we see Hitler's penis? No, as long as you can shoot it off, I suppose that's okay. There's no real news today. What's going on over at NeoGaf? Anything happening over there? Let's see. Kronos, yeah. Yeah, Civilization layoffs at Firaxis. I mean, I'm not a big Civ guy. I know Tech was, and even he was like, he put over 100 hours into it, and he was just like, the UI is so rubbish that it's unplayable. Hateful Eight, yes, I fucking loved Hateful Eight, absolutely. Ghost of Yote embargo lifts then. Starfield celebrates its second anniversary, which I loved Starfield. I'm tired of people. I'm so annoyed. People just don't let you love what you love. Let's see. I don't know how cryptic that is, but I know they're doing a new DLC. MKNS, I'm going to clip what I talked about earlier, my 007 impressions. I'll put it up on the channel later today or this weekend. Overall, though, I thought it was a very wobbly presentation. There was stuff that I really liked. And then there was stuff that I thought was very underwhelming. But overall, though, I liked it. Smaug, thank you for the super chat. Is Kojima's star power exaggerated by the media because he's one of the famous auteurs? Yeah, I mean, he does a really good job to some extent. It doesn't necessarily translate into sales, but it's good for his own PR. And if he can somehow pivot that into getting deals, yeah, it's he does a lot of myth building. I love the Metal Gear series. You know, I didn't spend too much time with... I never played Snatcher. I did play the Botaikai game where you go out in the sun. I thought that was cool. I definitely like him. I think he's a good game maker. But I also think he sniffs his own farts and thinks they smell like roses. And it's kind of obnoxious, but it's fun to write about. And, you know, to be fair, people love his games. I mean, you know, you talk to Colin Moriarty. I think he was telling me the other day his favorite game right now is a battle between Mafia, the new one, and Death Stranding 2. So he also does happen to make genuinely great stuff. I just think that it's, you know, it's not for everybody. But yeah, I absolutely think that he plays that up and he's fun to write about. You know, I mean, look, that's one of the reasons I got well known in video games, because yes, I got to work on some great games and I contributed meaningfully to some great games, but it was also that I was good to write about. I was controversial. I said things I wanted to say that I knew the press would pick up, and they were happy to pick it up because it was more fun to write about somebody saying something crazy than write about teraflops. Is what I would say. All right, let's see. Edge Magazine review scores. Let's check those out. I actually subscribe to this magazine. I never read it. Shinobi got an 8. Need to play that. Mafia got a 7. Metal Gear 7. Sword of the Sea Here's Great. That got a 7. Abyssus and Herdling got a 7. 6 got Is This Seat Taken, which is like a little casual thing. Dragon Drive and something with a terrible font. I don't know what that's called. Got a 5. Echoes of the End got a 4. All right. Get Kojima on the show? You know, I don't know. I mean, I mean, I would if I could, because it would obviously be good for the show. There's no doubt. But what would I talk to him about? Right? You know, I mean, if I were to get anybody on the show, I'll tell you my top 5 people I'd love to get on the show, like to have a genuinely great conversation with. And they would, you know, I mean, I'm pieing in the sky here, but I would say, I would get, I don't even know. I honestly don't even know. Right? Because I'm just like, what else is there to ask people? Right? Yeah. I don't know what he's referring to, but he says interview era is over. Yeah, I don't know if you mean for me or for everyone, but like, yeah, I just read, there are book authors I would probably love to interview, but nobody would watch those things. You know, my channel's not big enough. But yeah, exactly, JJD, I'll get Jesus. But you know, I think talking to book authors, I think would be much more interesting. And I've had a couple of authors on, but I think it's like, you know, talking to somebody about sentient AI and how close we are and if it's possible, that would be interesting to me. On one hand, I'd like to talk to somebody about UFOs and UAPs, but the problem with it is there's so many grifters out there and there's so much intentional government psyops going on that you don't really know who's telling the truth, who's just grifting, who actually had an experience they can't, you know, they can't explain. Like there's a guy who wrote a book, I think it's in Calvin's room right now, called The Little Book of Aliens. And he is an astrobiologist. And I did reach out to this guy when his book was out. Maybe I should reach out again now that he's not doing the big dog and pony. Oh, Jeff Cannata I would have, but I wouldn't interview Jeff. Jeff I would just shoot the shit with. I like Jeff. But here it is. It's The Little Book of Aliens by Adam Frank. And he actually talks about, he's like, you know, I don't know what to tell you about the orbs. I don't know what to tell you about the abductions. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's bullshit. I couldn't tell you. But he is an astrobiologist. And he's like, here's what we can do now because of the James Webb Telescope, is where we'll probably first discover life is from the fact that we are now able to detect aspects of a planet so far away that we can determine what chemistry is coming off that planet and what light sources and what kind of physics are at work on the planet, which will help us determine, is there a civilization there? Is there life there at all? And this book was only, I don't know how many pages it was. It was I read it in like 2 days, which is fast for me. But it was fantastic. I would love to have him on. That would be amazing for me. But yeah, getting, you know, if somebody said you can have this guy or Kojima, you know, the channel would thrive if I had Kojima. But I'd much more rather talk to this guy. Because what am I really going to ask Hideo Kojima about? Remember when you made Metal Gear? And then I'd have to go back and play all the games and take notes and pretend I really care about the metaphors and shit. I don't care. What do I care? You know? I mean, I'm not saying I don't care that they're there, but I'm not that engaged with that. So that's a long answer to your question. Okay, here's what we're going to do. It's 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock. I got a 1:30 meeting. Fuck. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I got to eat lunch, but before I eat, I'm going to wrap it up with a quick Call of Duty match. If anybody wants to 1v1 me in Call of Duty, it'll cost you $10. And I don't know if I'll win, but I love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. All the Call of Duty multiplayer. All the Call of Duty. You're going to play Indiana Jones? Yeah, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it very soon. I keep lying to myself, I think, and telling myself that I will be playing it after I 100% it. But the first one, Great Circle, which I loved, but that's not going to happen. That's not happening. So if you want to 1v1 me, shoot me $10 and I'll fight you. Otherwise, I'm going to play 1 or 2 matches and then we'll wrap it up. And we will be back today on this very channel at 5:30 California time. It is Friday High Day. Tonight is a very special episode of Friday High Day because what we're doing is Tech and Bunny have said, Jaffe, you should try to get high where you don't get so crazy high. And just have a chill high. And I've never had a chill high before. All my highs have been, I want to take it to the limit where I pass out because I like to see visions and shit, which I do. And they're like, yeah, but that doesn't make for a good stream. Bunny's like, if you just get a little high, you'll just be goofy and that'll be good for the stream. So tonight I'm only going to take like 4 puffs and we're just going to shoot the shit and we'll see what happens. So I'm looking forward to that. That's tonight at 5:30. But for now, your gummies are a chill high, Rob? Yeah, not me. I take a gummy and I am off to the fucking races. But I hope I can find that. I would love to have an ability to be one of those guys that can take in pot and be like functional, but I still live my life with an interesting filter over it that makes things more chill. Never had that experience. Very much eager for it because, yeah, horror games are much better when you're really high. I imagine they'll still be at least a little better when you're kind of high, you know? Edibles tend to only make me sleepy, says Realski. I gotcha. You're going to find a good short story. Oh, yeah, you mean a horror thing we can watch? Yeah, please, Anna G. Find a scary one. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here I go again, girls. What's my weakness? Men. Okay, then. Chillin', minding my business. That's all I know from that song. Then I usually change the channel. You're just not a stoner. I guess I have a low tolerance. Right, Mutant Mo, but you'd think somebody who does as much fucking pot as I do would have developed at this point. Yeah, see, that's a good point, though. Rob and MK Ness are saying it's probably the ADD that makes it a little. It's like the same reason coffee doesn't affect me. Jackpot, that's a new level. Oh, we got ourselves a new level, boys. You started on Weed Da Vinci when you were 7 years old? Holy shite. Okay, I do not know this level, which is exciting. This is like the real world. They send you into hotspots. You got to be prepared. This is just like it was back in NAM. How is it giving me mode and map stats? Maybe in general, not compared to this fucking level. What is this? Deathmatch? Okay. Okay, I'm going to ignore the chat between when I'm playing, and then when I die, I'll talk to you. Oh, piano or something. Backstage. Backstage. Uh-oh.
Contact front.
Motherfucker. Can you blow these up? Ooh, what happens? I'm going to die, but I want to see what happens. This is going to be the worst thing ever because I'm just going to do this all day because I want to see what happens. Jaffe, wish me luck. I'm playing the 1 billion lotto. Oh, fuck. Awesome. Good luck, buddy. I'm like an old lady in Vegas playing two machines at once. Oh, come on. Somebody give me... I'm playing here. Okay, this is some bullshit. You can't do that. You can't put slot machines in the game and then expect me to fucking play the game. I guess they can. Fine. Whatever. If I get 5 kills this life, or anytime I get 5 kills, I'm going to play the slots. That's my reward. All right, here we go. Here I go. Here I go. Here I go. This feels a little bit like Hacienda.
Enemy.
Oh, come on. I got that fucker. Oh, I love that sound. All right, 5 kills. Focus, Jaffe. Focus up, motherfucker.
This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Motherfucker. Aw, pretty lady in a dress. I'll 1v1 Spielberg. I don't know if he plays the multiplayer, but he might. Him and Robin Williams used to be real hardcore gamers together.
in a
Whoa, whoa,
sleeper.
whoa! That was a blue person. The fuck? Are you in here, MKNS? You playing? Oh shit! It's a good map. I don't know if it's a good map yet, but it's a pretty map.
Damn it, we've lost the lead.
Enemy soldier! Shock charge deployed. Blast trap set.
She took a long time to die. Uh-oh. Why would I change the
Hostile RTXD in
reticle
your AO.
color? I'm okay. It's red. Should it be something else? Fuck. What do you mean I can't see shit? I'm seeing shit fine. What color would you recommend? Oh, shit!
Your string mine was disrupted.
God damn it, never. I mean, if I could change it quickly, I would, but... Oh, come on. You're an idiot, Jaffe. You walked right into that. All right, we're 11 points behind. I'm not going to look at the chat for a minute. I got to focus. It's a hard game for me to play when I'm streaming, but I got to get better at it. Just got to get better. I got to get better at streaming this game. Because that will allow me to play better. But I just always look at the chat. I have no discipline. They're never going to invite me to be in their war. That woman's my nemesis.
Enemy
Dumbest thing that guy ever did was buy a skin that pops off the environment like that.
Eyes on enemy!
No! Come on, you bitch! God, that's that woman from fucking, what's that show? Ballerina from John Wick. God damn it, she's probably top of the charts. There she is again. You shithead! I hate her. I hate her with all my heart and soul. Where are you at, Red Dress? Oh my god! Oh my god! Was that Anna Armas?
Find that
Isn't
fucking
it?
traitor.
I mean, that woman's cheating. Jesus fucking Christ, lady. That guy's dead. Anybody see that movie, Ballerina? How was it?
Enemies have disarmed your string mine.
Assholes.
BDA, one down.
Hey, I was playing the slot machine.
Backup's
Last
not
step
coming.
identified.
You want to get out of this alive? Better step up.
God damn it, Maverick. We're fucked. Ah, guy finally got me. Well, I'm at least at the top of the leaderboards for whatever that's worth. I'm playing one more match, goddammit. God, I love this
We
game.
just got our ass
Fucking
handed to us.
abysmal. It's over. RTB.
Are you really good, Rob? Jump in. Let's play real quick. Yeah, she was top of the leaderboard. Foxy USR. She was awesome in the movie. All right, cool. Come on. Man, I wish they rolled you a lot faster into another match, man. That would be awesome. All right, I got time for one more match. So I got to get some work done. Also got to go buy pot. I don't have any pot today. Well, Troy Branch, it's interesting. I mean, I do think I played with you, but, you know, I haven't played with you in a while. Definitely, if I were to ever work on another Twisted Metal, it would be giving the vehicles more ability to move around in a different, not a different, but well, it would be different, but it would be more about finding a higher fidelity emotion. Because I think when you get used to playing games like this, going back to a car where you're so limited, after the novelty of it wears off, it's kind of like, eh. Hello, David Seeger. Good to see you again. All right, here we go, boys. Okay, so I'm still with that lady. Foxy USR is in this match. Please don't put her on my team. I want to see if I can kill her. It takes a long time to get another match going. That's what I hate about this. I kind of miss Sonic Racing, too. I'm going to pick that game up when it comes out. It's like 2 weeks away. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It wasn't the best game ever, but it was fun. And it was just a nice adrenaline rush, you know. Had good music. Yeah, but you're good at this game, though. I know you are. I've played it with you. It had good music. It controlled pretty well. There were times there was a good sense of speed. It was interesting. I liked it. I don't know. $70 is a lot for that game, though. But all right, here we go. What is this match? Death match.
Target eliminated.
All right, I have to focus.
We got the lead. Now
Oh my God! Of course it's her. Of course it's her. I'm gonna fucking take her to Chinatown. I don't know what that means.
Piss off.
Oh my God.
Assault pack. Come get supplies. Shooting. Spotted an enemy. That's a kill.
Ah!
Neutralized.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
Spring mine.
Look at her just go. Look at that woman. Fuck! Get on up there.
Hostile spotted. Taking control of the enemy's long gun.
God damn it. Okay, I gotta get better at killing this woman. She's dodging all the time.
Hostile KIA.
Motherfucker.
Eyes on enemy. Tango down. Sniper, take cover. Hostile grenade. Send a shot jar. Charlie 1.
5 kills, there's your bar. It's a low one.
Sniper's down, move. Assaulting.
Oh, you fucker. I hate her. I hate her and I want her to die. And I'm going to do my best to fulfill that goal.
Tally, whoa.
She did come for revenge energy. Indeed, Rob. Hope same for you, buddy. We're falling behind, boys. Come on, you shit. Focus up.
Have eyes on. Sniper! Enemy spring mine. Eyes on enemy mine. Target ID.
Oh my god, we're so... Come on. If we're gonna rally, fuckers, come on. Focus, 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 focus.
One less hostile. Hostile mine deleted.
Well, I got rid of all 3 of them.
Got you, bastard.
So long, asshole.
Who the fuck? Whoa, whoa, what the fuck's happening there?
Hostile shooter. Sniper, take cover. Semtex front.
Gunboat standing by.
Little bit, little bit.
Hostile using assault pack. 5 kills. Start to
It's
go
in
move.
the red. Now or never.
Semtex incoming.
Incoming lethal.
Concussion grenade out.
Motherfucker. Got her.
Frag out.
Weapon safety, soldier.
Not me.
Tally, go.
RTB.
Fuck!
We need to have a fucking
We need to
conversation.
evac now. The day is lost.
They're in my sight.
Oh, I need to carry that fucking thing around with me. I need to get one of those fucking stents. That's what she's doing. All right, that's all I got time for, fellas. We'll be back tonight, 5:30 for Friday High Day on this very channel, California time. Me, Tech, and Bunny. Hope to see you soon. Meantime, be well, be safe, and hang on, let's see. What do we get? Oh, I'll be high, Amber. You goddamn right. All right, thanks, you guys. See you soon. Bye, everybody.